What's going on, all you wild religious enthusiasts out there? It's your two favorite TV evangelists back for Cinephellas. I'm Pastor Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I'm Reverend Henry Hill. And tonight we're talking about the brand new HBO Max limited series starring Elizabeth Olsen, old Scarlet Witch herself. We're talking about the first 3 episodes that just dropped last week of
Love and Death.
The jury needs to see you as human. And the truth has a way of coming out.
That's right. This limited series just hit HBO. We've been really looking forward to this. We love the ensemble in this TV series, limited series with Elizabeth Olsen. Obviously, no introduction needed. Jesse Plemons. It's basically in every TV show and movie as of late. Career keeps getting bigger and bigger. We're going to be working with Scorsese here soon. Jesse Plemons playing Alan Gore in this, and then Patrick Fugit, haven't seen him in a while, playing Pat Montgomery, and the list goes on and on, but really great cast in this. And this takes place in the opening in 1980 at the Gore family house, and there's a bunch of blood, and you see an up-close shot of one of the characters. She's all bloodied up, and you're trying to figure out what happens, and they go back to 2 years later and trying to set up the story and how it gets to that part.
That's right. A twisted tale that's been covered in TV before. I think it was on Hulu. There was a series starring Jessica Biel based on this same character, Candy Montgomery. It's mainly about these religious families who know each other. It's a small town. Texas, I believe,
Texas.
Methodist Church, their group that gets together Sundays after church, after services, after singing, praising the Lord. They get together and have potlucks and, same kind of, thing that I grew up with, going to church on Sundays, getting together with the other congregation and sharing food and laughs and being friendly. But this one takes quite the twist, and it's all led by two powerhouse actors, like you're mentioning, Elizabeth Olsen and Jesse Plemons as the two subjects who this series focuses on. And just a great performance by Elizabeth Olsen in here. She's really terrific, coming off what we've seen her in recently playing Scarlet Witch, where she's equally as great. But this one, she really gets to shine as this really, vindicative lady who is kind of tired of living the same kind of life every day, making dinner, being the mom. She wants to live a little dangerously, and she takes a little liking to one of the other congregation members, Alan Gore, played by Jesse Plemons.
That's right. I love the whole setup of them in choir at church, and they're all singing and happy.
Yeah.
It really sets the atmosphere. It reminds me of being a kid too, growing up in religion and going to church every Sunday, and hit pretty close to home in that aspect. And it's pretty funny seeing these characters dress up in 1978 with the hair and the clothing and everything. It felt like something back then. Patrick Fugit playing Pat, Candy's husband. He's like a real big dork. Doesn't say too much. He's a mathematician, so he's obviously very smart. And Candy's really bored of that. She wants to spice things up and strikes up a conversation and friendship with Alan Gore, played by Jesse Plemons, and hit it off. And then it sets up their little relationship, essentially them cheating on their spouses.
Lurid tryst, as you could have it. Yeah, they always meet in these hotel rooms. They plan out their affair, basically. Alan is married to Lily Rabe's character. She plays the character of his wife, and she's pregnant, and their relationship's fine, but you can tell there isn't like a romantic spark. She's in the middle of motherhood, she's pregnant, can't really have sex. Alan loves her, but he doesn't realize, how much he is desperate for sex, I guess you could say, until Elizabeth Olsen's character comes around and sort of shows him a wild side and begins this, affair where they're meeting. And, they're meeting all the time at different hotels room, very planned and structured relationship. But the further it goes, the weeks go by, the more serious it gets. Feelings become involved, specifically with Candy's character. And Elizabeth Olsen does a great job in this because you can kind of see through her eyes and through her talks with Kristen Ritter's character, her friend, who's also in the congregation. You can kind of see what her thought process going into this, where she just wants to have some fun, but she realizes that her and Alan really get along well, and it's like the perfect fit, not only sexually but emotionally too. They just vibe together. There's the scene where they're playing volleyball together, and that's really what starts things off. They run into each other. She falls to the ground, and he kind of grabs her hand, takes her up, and they lock eyes, and the affair goes on from there. But just really a terrific character study, really, of Candy Montgomery here. This, seemingly happy housewife who's just one day decides, fuck it, and we're going to have an affair with the neighbor guy, even though she's friends with, Lily Rabe's character, his wife. And it's just slowly, goes out of hand from there. And like you mentioned at the beginning of the first episode, you see something happen where, somebody's going to get killed. And that's what it shows you to begin with. And then after the first 3 episodes, after the 3rd episode, at the final scene of that, you kind of see what happens and what it's leading up to and where it's going to go in the weeks to follow.
This really bad affair, they're having fun, they're really connecting, but they had rules, set up too. If we get too close, we have feelings for one another, we got to break this off. But they kept doing it for a while, and they really dive into that in the first 3 episodes. And then eventually, one of the spouses finds out about it and sets up the final scene of the 3rd episode. So it's gonna be really interesting where they take that and find out what exactly went down in that situation and what happened in the bloody house of the Gores in the beginning of the first episode. So it's all full circle of basically explaining that. So really great ensemble here, great drama, hit really close to home for me with a lot of the religion side of things, and what we did back then, and going to church on Sundays, meeting up with friends afterwards and doing all that fun stuff. So, normal, happy people make mistakes too. And that's what they really dive into with the character study. And I think Elizabeth Olsen, another powerhouse performance, playing Katie Montgomery. Jesse Plemons is always amazing. Lily Rabe was great. And then Patrick Fugit was also fantastic. And I can't wait to see where they go with this. So with that being said, I'm going to give the first 3 episodes of Love and Death, stream on HBO Max, a 4 out of 5. Meth Damon hairpieces.
I agree with everything you said. Take close to home reminded me of, going to church on Sundays. Not saying that I associate it with anything bad. I had good, memories of that. Nothing crazy happened like it did here, but things do happen within churches. That's a place where sinners go, and there's even sinners that have been going to church for years and years, as we find out in the show. And Candy's especially naughty, you can say. I can't wait to see where this goes. This story, I'd never watched the show or the movie, whatever it was, with Jessica Biel, so I don't know what happens after this, but I'm super invested. I'm glad they did it in this limited series format where we're going to get it tied up within these 7 episodes. It's a nice enough time to get a really big, to get the whole story out and to see the drama build up for over 7 to 8 hours. So it's really cool. I had a great time with these first 3 episodes. Very interesting show. Great performances and great cast. The costume design, where it was shot, that small town, the little, diner that they made out, and it reminds you of a place in our, the town that we grew up with, having ice cream on the corner, this small town. You can totally picture yourself, in the same place and time period and around the same people. So with that being said, I'm going to give Love and Death a 4.5 out of 5 Kristen Ritter hairpieces.
Forgot about old Kristen being in this too, being the friend of Candy. She was good. Yeah, just a lot of people in here that you forget about, supporting cast. There's just a lot going on. But
Tom Pelphrey too.
Yeah,
who we saw last in Ozark.
Ozark, yep. Yeah, he was in that too. I'm like, that's the dude from Ozark. But a lot of great characters in this. And the show we definitely recommend, so check it out on HBO Max. I want to hear from all you guys out there. Have you checked out the first 3 episodes of Love and Death? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also check out these Wild TV evangelists on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
Thank you guys for watching our review of the new HBO limited series, Love and Death. We hope you guys give it a shot, watch it, stream it. It's going to be a great 7-episode limited series. Let us know in the comments. We want to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching our review. So until the next Cinephellas TV review, I'm Reverend Henry Hill.
And I'm Pastor Logan Mize, signing out from the congregation. Until the next TV review. Cheers!